What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. And if it's your first time on this channel and you like the content, please smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and leave a comment. It's free. So as you can tell with the title, we're just gonna go right into the business and get right into it. Let's go.
Today, P.Diddy Combs will try for a third time to get out of jail. The music mogul has been behind bars since his arrest back in September for multiple different charges, including sex trafficking. This bail hearing today comes after a judge told prosecutors to destroy handwritten notes found inside Diddy's cell during a planned sweep in that jail. The defense says the 19-page to-do list contained private notes taken during legal conversations.
The FBI found a tunnel this morning at the mansion of famous rapper Diddy in Los Angeles. Agents were called to the scene after an anonymous tip from neighbors of the rapper, saying that something strange had been happening since he was arrested. When they arrived, the officers were greeted by Diddy's relatives, who seemed very nervous. They tried to block the agents from entering, but the FBI insisted and decided to conduct a search. Upon entering Diddy's bedroom, they noticed that the floor near the bed looked like it had been recently disturbed. One of the agents then moved the bed aside, and that's when they made an unbelievable discovery. An entrance covered only by a rug under the bed. Curious, the agents decided to go down the passage, but Diddy's sister started screaming desperately, begging them not to enter the tunnel. However, the officers went in anyway. The tunnel walls were freshly dug, as the wet dirt showed. As they advanced, they found strange objects on the ground. The atmosphere grew heavier. With every step, the agents began to feel an eerie premonition coming from the end of the tunnel. And then, when they reached the end, what they saw left everyone in shock, and they immediately called for reinforcements. You won't believe what they found. Follow the page and comment Diddy to see part 2.
What'd they find?
The mother of disgraced music mogul P.Diddy Combs, 84-year-old Janice, arriving at court today to show support for her son, who's seeking release on bail. And she was jeered and heckled by the crowd of onlookers.
Diddy the predator.
Also there, 6 of his children, all creating a human chain as they headed for the courthouse. Diddy walked into the courtroom wearing a tan prison jumpsuit. When he saw his family seated in the 3rd row, he smiled and waved at them. When the proceedings ended, he blew them kisses. Diddy's attorney, Anthony Rico, talked about his mood.
So he's making an adjustment. He had his family here today to support him.
Attorney Gloria Allred, who represents several of the alleged victims, says Diddy's fame should have no impact on his trial.
You're not above the law. You are alleged to have done.
Diddy's lawyers are making a bombshell allegation. They say this video of him beating ex-girlfriend Cassie was leaked by the Department of Homeland Security for the purpose.
Jay-Z walking out of a room full of kids, and you heard what P. Diddy said. If you go click on this video, they show it to you in slow motion. You can zoom in and you can see that some of the girls, their hair is braided the same way. They're wearing very similar clothing, almost like it's uniforms. None of them are smiling, and I think you can probably imagine why. They don't look very happy. One of them is sitting down doing this. Don't know what I can say on here because apparently I get community violations for specific words. Notice the way that Jay-Z turns around to look at them again. Notice the way that that other man is looking in, smiling, waving, very eager to talk to the girls. The man that did that reminds me of my childhood, when there were grown men who were eager to talk to me, to get close to me. It's very creepy, and I think a lot of women know exactly what I'm talking about. Everything about this is very eerie, rubs me the wrong way. It's very creepy, and it makes me wonder what else are they gonna put out for us to see. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Secrets are buried so deep, no one expected them to ever be unearthed.
She corroborated the fact that she saw the very videotapes that I said were about to be sold right here on this couch just a couple months ago. Why is everyone so late?
We all remember Demi Moore, don't we? One of Hollywood's bright stars. All smiles on the red carpet. Always the cool older woman with Ashton Kutcher by her side. But with these accusations coming out, people are starting to put the pieces together and ask some uncomfortable questions. Could this fun-loving, rule-breaking A-lister have been involved in something far more sinister behind the scenes? Demi crossed paths with certain people at various Hollywood events over the years. At the time, nobody paid much attention. It was just a part of the Hollywood shuffle, right? But things are starting to look a lot less innocent now. When Ashton and Demi were together, Ashton was practically joined at the hip with certain people, going to events, partying into the early hours. Apparently, Ashton once said that his relationship with Demi even tamed his wild nights. But now, you've got to wonder, was Demi being brought closer to a world she didn't fully understand?
Okay, one more time.
Busby claims that the footage he has could link Hollywood's elite, Demi included, to moments that might make your jaw drop. Not the harmless fun we think of when we hear celebrity party. We're talking about a world far removed from the smiling faces we're used to seeing in interviews and movie premieres. If these claims hold any water, Demi's carefully crafted Hollywood persona might crumble into dust. And what about Ashton? Did his connections bring Demi into something she wasn't prepared for? It's no secret that Demi has had a turbulent past. She's been very open.
The only 3 rappers who never went to a Diddy party. Number 3, 50 Cent. He is the only rapper to openly refuse to attend Diddy's parties, famously joking that he feels uncomfortable at those events. During a concert, he mentioned how the vibe just wasn't for him, making him feel out of place. His history with Diddy is complicated. Diddy once passed on signing 50 Cent to Bad Boy, a decision that would cost millions in missed profits. Number 2, J. Cole. Known for his low-key, introverted lifestyle, J. Cole avoids the flashy celebrity party scene altogether, including Diddy's extravagant gatherings. Cole is more focused on his art, staying out of the limelight whenever possible. In a famous incident in 2013, J. Cole and Diddy had a physical altercation at an MTV afterparty, reportedly over a disagreement about Kendrick Lamar. Since then, Cole has distanced himself from such high-profile events. Number 1, Ice Cube. Ice Cube has never attended a Diddy party. During a concert in September 2024, he publicly stated, "Almost 40 years rocking the mic, and I'ma tell you right now, me and WC ain't never been to a Diddy party."
Said to me, "Take your clothes off." And I said no.
What?
And I left. And they told me they were gonna burn all my music. And they didn't stop. They didn't stop asking me, and then I just froze and I don't even remember. And I will not say his name. I understand this Me Too movement. I understand that some people feel really comfortable with this, and I do not. I do not ever want to face that person again.
Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor
Yeah, so I'm not 100% for sure if they're talking about Diddy. They could just have the video seem like it's about Diddy. But I don't know. That's crazy.
Bernardo Villalona is joining us now to break it all down. Bernardo, always good to see you, especially on a weekend. Let's start with the latest on Sean Diddy Combs. This is yet another attempt to get out of jail on bail, sex trafficking case. The presiding judge says he will make this decision on Diddy's bail request in the coming days. Combs has already been denied bail twice. What is the court potentially considering in this particular request?
Yeah, so I was inside of the courtroom yesterday, and I was also inside of the courtroom when he made the second bail request, attempt at bail. So in terms of yesterday, I think things went in his favor. I think there's a strong chance that he actually will be granted to be released on bail. In terms of what the judge was looking at, the judge was looking, of course, as the dangerousness factors and also whether he's a risk of flight. But the bail package was different this time. The bail package consisted, of course, of the $50 million bond, but also 24 hours security security, and for Sean Combs to actually reside in New York City, where he'll be in an apartment in the Upper East Side, where there'll be 24-hour security by this firm that is hired by Sean Combs. Also, in addition to that, that the people will have to be, that will visit him will have to be approved by the U.S. Attorney's Office and also pretrial services. But what made this attempt different is that, remember, the CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, that he was granted bail, and he has similar charges as to Sean Combs, and he was granted bail and has been released. So I think he has a better chance this time around with him being released under the services that was proposed by the defense.
So wait, Abercrombie and Fitch, they're going through some kind of trial as well? Like, are they all doing things that they shouldn't be doing? Like, what's going on here? Like, wow. And they got bail. So I have a feeling they're going to give Puffy bail. But it's funny because either they don't have the proper information to do what they need to do with him, and I have a feeling that if that's the case, then, you know, maybe he just gets let go and maybe no trial. I don't know. And again, don't believe everything that you see here. This is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
Interesting. We'll see what happens there. Illinois State Supreme Court overturned Justice Smollett's conviction. His lawyer reacting by saying the evidence always pointed to Smollett's innocence in this case. What are the next steps? And could Smollett actually have grounds for a civil suit against the city of Chicago, where this all took place?
So interestingly enough, the appeals court in Illinois, the highest court of Illinois, didn't actually address his innocence, didn't actually address the verdict itself or the evidence that was presented. What the Illinois Supreme Court said is that he shouldn't have been prosecuted a second time because they had already an agreement had been in place, and an agreement that was carried out by both sides, the prosecution as well as Justice Smollett. And he relied on that agreement in terms of the $10,000 that he forfeited and also the 15 hours of community service that he performed, so that the criminal justice system will come to a standstill if agreements by the prosecution cannot be relied upon.
Lastly, I want to talk about actor Jonathan Majors and his ex-girlfriend putting an end to their civil legal battle. We all remember the incident that was at the center of this trial, where his ex allegedly said that Majors broke her finger while trying to pry a phone out of her hand. Neither party said why or how they came to a settlement here. What do you think happened?
I think there must have been a settlement that we don't know about, a settlement that was agreed upon, and both sides formally just asked the case to be withdrawn from civil court. So this is the end to it.
Simple as that. Sometimes it can be as simple as that. All right, Bernard, thanks so much for taking the time and going through those cases with us. Really do appreciate it.
You to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay.
Pizza boxes? Speaking some type of code.
Sure, you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting. What is this motherfucker doing? These things sweet now, because I'm in here. It's all good. You about to get out on bail. No. Hey, yo, check this out. Need you to reach out to the producer. Let these motherfuckers know there's a release date for that new Netflix movie. Alright, Pop. It's fucking crazy right now. Everybody out there quiet as motherfucker, Yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh. What about all these lawsuits, though, Pop? Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it. Bunch of money hungry bitches and shit. Pop, Justin said, what should he do about his whip, though? Man, the fuck is you talking about? You don't see this shit I'm dealing with right now? I know, Bob. I told this stupid ass. Hey, yo, check this out. Tell his light-skinned ass to go make a club appearance or something. Motherfucker, make some money. You 30 years old and shit. Pay your own fucking car. Hey, I told him drop some music. I'm about to drop a new track this week. Everybody gonna want to hear what my sound like. Man, we not doing that shit. Y'all need to stay quiet. Pop, I could rap though. We got attention right now. Man, just do what the I told you to do. And don't forget about the list. Make sure that shit is fucking signed. Alright.
Was how Aaron Carter died. Everybody believed it to be an overdose.
Because he looked really bad.
Yeah, he was trying to raise like $100,000 so he could move to undisclosed location because Tony and his family were conspiring against him.
At the same time that he's making these videos, he was actually speaking out against his own brother, who is Nick Carter. Right after Aaron Carter died, Backstreet Boys got back together. And Backstreet Boys is on the Sony label. Aaron speaking out about Diddy and Nick Carter could have destroyed Bad Boy and the Backstreet Boys reunion, which is all money for Clive Davis. So the theory is they had to shut Aaron Carter up because he was about to expose Diddy because he was talking about his abuse. And he was about to expose his own brother, who was about to blow back up as a Backstreet Boy because they were reuniting and going on tour.
It hurts so bad. It hurts. It hurts so bad because there's like nothing I can do about it. On my Twitter, and I see people saying, you look like you have AIDS, you should go die. I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice.
Aaron Carter's tragic death has reignited discussions about Hollywood's darker side, with many questioning his potential ties to high-profile industry figures, including Sean Diddy Combs. Aaron was found unresponsive in his bathtub, and while his death was officially ruled as accidental, rumors of foul play have persisted, especially given his outspoken criticism of alleged industry exploitation in the months leading up to his passing.
That's crazy.
The situation became even more unsettling with the timing of leaked allegations about Diddy, who has recently been linked to controversial Hollywood parties. Reports have surfaced claiming that Diddy sold explicit footage from one of these infamous parties for a whopping $50 million through the dark web. This footage, said to include appearances by major celebrities, has sparked a lot of speculation about what might be at stake for others involved. Before he was a household name, Aaron Carter was a teen sensation, gaining fame in the early 2000s with hits like Aaron's Party Come Get It at just 10 years old. Aaron was already a global star, following in the footsteps of his older brother, Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys. However, as his fame grew, so did the personal struggles behind the scenes. Aaron faced immense pressure.
Breaking news. Unfortunately, this is sad and heartbreaking. Well, reports are claiming that Diddy is panicking behind bars, and things are not looking good for him. It's not just that Diddy is now stuck in what many are calling hell on earth, the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. But this place is notorious for its brutal living conditions, overcrowded cells, and non-stop violence. And here's where it gets even crazier.
Not a chance. I would never, ever want to be where he's at.
Rumors are flying that Diddy is a target inside the prison, with insiders claiming he's facing threats from other inmates, and here is why. Well, some say it's because of his high-profile status and ties to some pretty dangerous people. Others believe it's linked to his past controversies and those disturbing accusations hanging over his head.
He better get bail, because if not, it's wrapped.
The situation is so bad that even his lawyers are begging for him to be moved to another facility, saying there's no way he can prepare for trial in this chaotic nightmare. In this very prison, things were never seeming to go well for the star everyone loves. Now the big question is, did he make it out of this mess?
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8,
How many
Wow.
appear to be potentially victimized?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all eight were victimized,
Yeah.
meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
He's going to die in prison. The richest man in the world, Elon Musk, says that if P. Diddy gets out of prison, he's going to pay 90% of his fortune, that's $250 billion, to the CIA, so that P. Diddy dies in prison for the rest of his life. After all he's done to his nephew Usher, P. Diddy risks life imprisonment. This morning, the FBI discovered a tunnel in the manor of the famous rapper Diddy in Los Angeles.
Hey, wait. I don't know, but what does Elon Musk have to do with this? Someone please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what's going on. Elon Musk. That's crazy.
The agents were called on site after an anonymous lead from the rapper's neighbors, who claimed that strange things had been happening since his arrest. Upon arrival, the officers were welcomed by Diddy's family, who seemed very nervous. They prevented the agents from entering, but the FBI insisted and proceeded with a search. Entering Diddy's room, they noticed that the floor near the bed seemed to have been recently moved. One of the agents moved the bed to the side, and that's when they made an incredible discovery. A hidden entrance under a carpet, right under the bed. Curious, they decided to go down. But Diddy's sister began to desperately scream at them, begging them not to enter the tunnel. Despite everything, the officers entered. But what they discovered will really leave you speechless.
Breaking Diddy news, Diddy just outed and snitched on several people, and the first one that's coming up is called Abercrombie & Fitch. My question is, who's next to go down?
The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had, at this point, more than 3,285 individuals contact us, people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy's case is in the news again, and it's in the news for two reasons. First reason is law enforcement has raided his cell over there at the Manhattan Detention Center. His lawyers are saying, hey, he's got a right to privacy. Me personally, I don't think he has a right to privacy. No inmates usually do. There are no right to privacy when you're in a jail. The other issue is potential witness tampering. Now, allegedly, he's on the phone speaking with potential witnesses. What he's doing is he's using other people's PINs. Inmates can do this when they're in jail. You could have another inmate, they have their own PIN, and they'll use the PIN of the other inmate on a phone call to make it appear that it's not really them. If this is the issue, depending on what's being said on those lines and everything is recorded, he could have problems.
Breaking news. Finally, the list of 15 celebrities' names who attended Diddy's wild parties is shared to the public to witness. Well, if you don't know this, a new footage just dropped, and it's got some of the biggest names in Hollywood completely shaken after rumors of their participation in Diddy's secretive parties. This has become like a real-life Epstein scandal. These celebs were supposedly filmed without their knowledge, and now the tapes are out showing things that could ruin careers forever. As Diddy's in jail, his bail denied, and his legal team's desperate to get him out. But the judge says there's too much risk he might go after witnesses to protect himself. And get this too. Cassie Diddy's ex is at the center of it all. She's filed lawsuits claiming he forced her into these situations while he filmed it all. Other women are coming forward too. And now more celebrities are getting dragged into the mess. It's getting ugly, and people are so desperate to discover the names of these 15 celebrities who are named in this list. Before seeing the list, who do you expect to be named in it? Click on the plus icon for more details.
A former warden of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn is saying that Diddy should watch his back in prison because a lot of inmates would see taking his life as a badge of honor. Diddy is currently being held in the SHU, which is short for Special Housing Unit in the notorious Metropolitan Detention Center. What does that look like for Diddy? Well, he will only be allowed 1 hour of rec time a day and 3 showers a week. He will receive a 6 a.m. wake-up call. He will need to make his bed, mop the floor, and clean his cell. He will receive 3 meals per day. Those meals will be prepared early in the day and sit in a warming box until his time to eat, since he's not in general population. Diddy will have access to commissary, where he can buy things like tea or cheese. This detention center is notorious for having regular fights and assaults daily. Since he's in the SHU, he will have very limited amount of access to the library and the phone, and even less time for visits from his family, if at all. It sounds like Diddy will be living a pretty isolated life, without freak-offs and lube. What are your thoughts?
The truth is, I want to be clear about something. If you were attending one of these parties, if you will, and you attended before, or you knew what was going to happen, that is, you knew that a particular drug was being used in drinks that was causing people to be coerced and taken advantage of, and you were there in the room, or you participated, or you watched it happen and didn't say anything, or you helped cover it up, I want to be clear about the scope of this. A lot of people attended these parties. A lot of people saw this activity going on. A lot of people allowed it to go on, said nothing, didn't intervene, maybe benefited from it, profited from it. All of these individuals and entities, in my view, have exposure here.
Are we talking about celebrities on the level of Diddy?
I would expect so, yes.
I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends.
New images of Will Smith attending Diddy's party have surfaced, causing outrage among fans. As one of the most respected people in the industry, his presence at such an event is a disappointment. Many are now wondering if he supported Diddy's alleged unlawful activities.
Come on. Not Will. Not Will. Please tell me it's all a lie. Am I dreaming? Not Will Smith. Come on, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Will Smith?
Could these images destroy Will Smith's career? What did he say about such allegations? So join us as we explore how the new party footage of Diddy and Will Smith changes everything. Will Smith and P. Diddy have been linked since the late 1990s and early 2000s, with the two men frequently attending events together. P. Diddy released his debut single in 1996, while Will Smith released his debut single a year later in 1997. They have both been involved in various high-profile projects and have been spotted together at numerous events. In 2003, the pair were pictured together with boxing legend Muhammad Ali at a launch event for his book. 5 years later, in 2008, they were spotted with Will's son, Jaden Smith, P. Diddy's son, Christian Combs, and actor Tyrese Gibson at the premiere of Columbia Pictures. However, it's not just their friendly appearances that have raised eyebrows. Old pictures of P. Diddy's parties have surfaced, showing a disturbing and objectifying display of women. One particular image from a 2004 freak-off party in Miami has sparked outrage, with a woman decoratively positioned on a table serving as a centerpiece for a food display. Diddy is seen savoring a chocolate-dipped strawberry from the woman, while other high-profile guests, including Will Smith, Bruce Willis, Diana Ross, and Owen Wilson, look on.
Has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault.
The party, which was attended by many A-list celebrities, has been criticized for its objectifying and exploitative treatment of women. The fact that Will Smith, a respected figure in the entertainment industry, was in attendance,
knife to her face.
Get it all out. Get it all out. Get it all out.
Now his defense team is asking the federal judge to start revealing who his accusers are.
And now his attorneys say they want to know who the women are that are accusing him, as well as some men.
We have a lot of situations, especially in this arena, where we have accusers seemingly hiding behind a moniker. I have no reason to doubt her story. I have had her tell me this story multiple times.
The only civil settlement that we know of has been made to Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, for an unknown amount of money.
If anybody dares to attempt to contact, threaten, intimidate, hurt,
that will be immediately reported.
Again, he has been named in 6 lawsuits. 4 of those filed so far are male accusers.
You know, men now, but in one case, a 16-year-old boy who says in 1998, when he was a teenager, found himself in an occasion to be alone with Diddy, he says, and he claims that Diddy basically, he went to a white party, he was invited, he touched him and essentially called it a rite of passage to become a star in the music industry, you know, ranging from 1998 to October of 2021. And one guy says, hey, 2008, I find myself that he was pistol whipped by somebody who was with Diddy, and then that he was assaulted and raped. And
it's 2022 and I'm still a savage. Whenever I want, I get it.
No wonder Diddy's 3 bail applications were rejected. It turns out that this is all Elon Musk's plot. Elon Musk said that if Diddy was about to be released from prison, he would pay 90% of his wealth to the CIA to ensure that Diddy died in prison. Elon Musk has made astonishing remarks about Diddy. He claimed that Diddy was his investor, so they were good friends. After Diddy was arrested, Musk asked on social platforms, how many people in the music and entertainment industries know about this? It seemed that he was criticizing Diddy. Such a change in attitude inevitably makes people suspect that Musk has other motives. After all, Diddy's actions towards people including Usher and Justin Bieber are outrageous. Besides Musk's actions, following an anonymous tip off from Diddy's neighbor, the FBI discovered a tunnel in Diddy's residence. This was strongly opposed by Diddy's family, which shows the importance of this tunnel. If Diddy was bailed out, this mysterious tunnel might start to function again. But now Diddy's 3 bail applications have all been rejected. Especially with Musk's efforts, it is more likely that Diddy will remain in prison.
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party, so yeah.
Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Is this real or AI? Like, what is this? Oh my goodness. Oh.
This shit just got dark. Apparently, A-list celebrities are paying off the victims so they're not named in this lawsuit. Which means some of the super rich people involved in this are probably gonna get away with it. This is all coming from Diddy's lawyer. This clearly has some level of effect because 120 people have avoided public exposure thanks to the hush money. And once again, if that's the case, there's a whole bunch of people that probably was involved with the situation that we're never gonna hear about. And it's definitely the guys that got a whole bunch of money to make people not talk. And I don't know about y'all, but that's kind of disappointing to me because everybody needs to go down, bruh. There needs to be a complete restructure of how the industry operates. That's not gonna happen if the same people that are doing these things get to go right back to work. And I hope that Diddy can stay alive during this whole process. Because with P.Diddy going down, a whole bunch of the music industry is gonna go down with him. He has to be able to speak first.
Issue, and every gay person is different, and I think that to speak the church, the black church or white church or any kind of church you want to call it, are all the same is totally.
I'm okay because I never told you I was perfect. I never put down nobody. I got my own flaws and my own fault, but
T.D. Jakes has always been a pillar of faith and power, but his world is now unraveling. New footage from Diddy's party has surfaced, showing far more than anyone expected. Following a recent arrest, startling revelations about the 2 men's relationship are coming to light, and it's left T.D. Jakes scrambling for answers. What happened behind the scenes? And why is the preacher suddenly in a panic? Watch this video to uncover the secrets and hidden connections that are now threatening to drag T.D. Jakes into a scandal he may never recover from. But before we step into the current situation that has left T.D. Jakes facing even more public attention, we need to take a moment to understand the history between these 2 influential figures. T.D. Jakes and Diddy's relationship. Their relationship dates back over a decade.
So today's Diddy hearing just ended, and we have some big updates, including the odds of him getting out prior to trial. In full transparency, some of what they said today, a lot of y'all are not gonna like. First, Diddy was actually physically present at this hearing, and his mother and his kids actually showed up from Florida to help support him. We also have a trial date. As of right now, it is May 5th, 2025. Prosecution said that they would need 3 weeks to present this case, and defense said they will need 1 week to defend it. Now, given how profile this is and the charges, it is very unusual for a case like this to go to trial this quickly, but it's what the defense was asking for, and the judge basically said, fine, you want it, Here it is. Now that said, it is very possible that more charges will be brought, which could push that trial date out a little bit further. We also have a little bit more information on the devices that they seized. They seized 96 devices. 9 were from the airport the day that his mule got arrested, another 36 from the Miami home, 51 from the devices in LA, and his phone is included in that, his personal cell phone. Now remember how I said there's a part that you guys are not going to like? Defense, which is unusual again, is asking for a gag order. Now there's a little bit more to it, and I will explain that in another video because I'm starting to run out of time and I know y'all want to know if he's going to make bail. And the answer is no, he is not. Now, because he's been turned down again for the 3rd time, the only appeal he could make again would be to the United States Supreme Court, who would never accept that case. Now, I'm out of time, so there will be a part 2 for this, but if you see that I'm live, come on in, it means that we're talking about it. And don't forget to hit that follow button.
Only bad thing about a start is they burn up. Rest in peace to Ali.
The game's exposed to the AI and what?
And we begin with that breaking news at the top of this hour. New court documents show that Dwayne P.Diddy Davis accused hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs of paying $1 million for the killing of rap icon Tupac Shakur. According to the court.
know what to say.
Documents, Davis claims Combs paid Eric Von Martin the money. He also says that Combs offered to set up a phone call with Terrence Brown, who was the driver of the car that rolled up next to Shakur and Suge Knight on September 7th, 1996, near the Strip. Now, Davis says that he was telling on himself and not trying to provide evidence against anyone else. He's accused of orchestrating the plot to kill Shakur. A trial date has been set now for some time in November.
What's going on here? My wig fell off. Bro, denied.
Diddy family arrival to federal court. Sean Combs waved to his children, mother and family inside the courtroom. He blew kisses and bowed with prayer hands to them all when he turned around to face the gallery after his lawyers asked for a gag order and a speedy trial.
Well, that seems to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and if you have any comments, please put them in. I love to hear what people have to say about what's going on with P.Diddy. Me personally, I have nothing to say really about what's going on with P. Diddy. I don't know what's true, what's not. We all know guilty before proven innocent, or vice versa, however that goes. But it is what it is, and the truth will come out when it does. So again, thank you. And again, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share, and comment. It's free, and it'll help build this channel up too as well. So you all have a good night, and remember, you're good, I'm good, we're all good. Have a good night.